audios, photos, polls, live stream ASMRs every month, and more. And that is ASMRXbabe with 2e's.com. You can find the link in the description box below this video. I am going to be posting a bonus video. That means 2 videos in a week here on YouTube for every 50 members of my website. I'm a little bit like topsy-turvy right now with the numbers because I'm filming my videos currently quite far in advance, so I don't know how many numbers or how many members we're at, but I think I should be close to where we'll do a bonus video this month, maybe even this week. I'm trying to pre-film and just stay on top of things. So yeah, today we're going to be doing a big sister advice video. I did one of these over on my website and it was really well received, so I thought I would do another one. I feel like I am your ASMR big sister, and I have a lot of tips and things that I'd love to offer. I am 29, and I've learned a lot throughout my 20s, so we'll talk about everything from a man gaslighting you to being realistic about diet and exercise to friendships and things like that. Just some pieces of advice I have written down that I want to speak to. So, without further ado, number 1, first piece of advice is do not let a man gaslight you. You probably know what the word gaslight means, but if you don't, it basically means to make you feel like you're crazy or you're wrong after you have called him out about him doing something wrong. He's clearly in the wrong. It's black and white, but he tries to gaslight you or get really defensive and flip the script and make it seem like he's mad at you. Examples being, I don't know, you look through his phone, you find that he's texting another girl or doing something inappropriate, and you call him out about it. Now you looked through his phone because you had a bad feeling. You knew you were gonna find something. Not that you are just crazy and like insecure and constantly looking at his phone for no reason, right? He's clearly cheated, he's clearly in the wrong, and when you call him out about it, his main concern is that you looked through his phone. And how could you do that? How could you invade his privacy? You're crazy. That's so messed up. Why don't you trust me? Totally takes the attention off of himself and tries to put it on you. All men do this. I'm telling you. Not all men, but a lot of men in their 20s are immature. If they're younger than their 20s, forget it. If you're like 18, 19, even in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s and up. And what's important to remember when this is happening is to keep your wits and your logic in tow, and to know and be confident that you're calling this person out on something that's legit, right? And make sure you do know that, because if you're like looking through his phone constantly, he's not doing anything, but I don't know, maybe he liked a girl's picture one time in 8 years or whatever. That's a different story. But I'm talking about when it's like the this is just when somebody, like, when I argue with people like this, it's like, oh my god, it's just the worst. Because realistically, I'm the type of person where I'm gonna call you out on your shit, but let's have a conversation about it and we'll be cool. If 15 minutes later you'll apologize for what you've done, maybe I'll even apologize for not being able to see it your way and how I might have contributed to the misunderstanding or the problem. We'll have and remain mutual respect, and we'll keep it pushing. If we need a little space, depending on how big the issue is, we'll take it. But productive and respectful disagreements are so important, and you have to be able to hold yourself accountable and take critical feedback when it's coming from your friends, your family, people you love. The best example of this is me and my two best friends, the twins. The way that we have disagreements is the healthiest, like, best way. Like, we're both very spoiled when it comes to how we, like, argue with each other, because we're not afraid to tiptoe around, like, when our feelings are hurt or we're feeling weird or like we're feeling tension, we'll call it out. B, during that time, we're never getting, like, low with each other and saying nasty shit. C, this is so important, we're not bringing up other issues into the current argument / saying things we can't take back. Oh, well, this is typical of you. You're always so cheap, or you're always complaining. Like, this is just you as a person. Like, don't open that can of worms. You stay on the path that you're on. And we listen to each other's feelings, and we apologize when needed, and it's mutually respectful, and it's fantastic. You will have disagreements, fights, things like that with people in your life that you have really close relationships with. You have to learn how to take accountability when you're on the receiving end of being wrong, or even just within yourself, knowing that you made a mistake and deciding you want to apologize or do something to make up for it. It's so important, and the best people are the people that can take criticism, apologize, own their shit, and keep it pushing. A lot of people can't do this. I've dealt with so many people where it's like, it's embarrassing, honestly, to listen to grown adults get so petty and act like such little children. And if you're on the other end of that, you have to kind of just accept that. Hold your ground, don't stoop to their level. Some people don't change. Doesn't matter how old they are. Okay. Alright, in that same vein too, we'll flow into this next one. Understand that disagreements and fights are an inevitable, real part of a romantic relationship. I think that this is something I've definitely come to understand more as I've been in a very long-term, almost 14-year relationship at this point. So here's the thing, right? I've always been in a relationship, and me and Tony used to fight a lot more when we were younger. And I would vent to my friends and things about it or whatever. And maybe they would be like horrified or give advice or say break up with him or whatever. And then they might compare that situation to their own relationship that is maybe 6 months old or even a year old or 3 months or whatever it is. Like, I get so excited for when my friends and like my sister to judge and think that, oh, I would never stand for that or allow that, or oh, that seems horrible. Like, just wait until you get, you're with somebody forever, you're living with them. It's a hard thing to do. So I think that's important, to be realistic. Okay. Next, speaking of living with someone forever, getting older, my advice is to embrace and accept the little signs of aging. So, obviously I'm still in my 20s, right? I'll be 30 in September, which is, I can't even fathom. But little things start to happen. I will never forget the first gray hair I found. I was 23. I was at work. I went in the bathroom. I saw it. I was like, I literally had a heart attack. I was like, I'm 23. Like, what the hell? I know people that are 50 that barely are salt and pepper. How quickly is this gonna take? Like, I was horrified. Since then, I now have, more than a few gray hairs, and I honestly don't even like dye my hair yet or keep up with that yet. Like, I'll wait until it's actually really like a lot or bothersome. But when little shit like that happens, you notice your first gray hairs, your first wrinkles, you aren't as maybe skinny as you used to be, you're getting things like varicose veins, whatever. It's scary when it first happens because we're young, like our whole lives, and then all of a sudden time starts to speed up and things aren't the same anymore, and you're like, oh, whoa, okay, like, I'm not going to be 25 forever. So try to understand that aging gracefully is a thing, and that each day on earth we get to live, I don't want to say is a blessing, but we're lucky to have that. And we have to kind of embrace it. It's realistic. It's life. It's okay to do a little Botox, a little filler here and there, but please do not get carried away. You're going to eventually look your age, and that's okay. Your kids are still gonna love you. Your husband or your man, if they're a good person and they're not a creep and only want younger girls, are gonna still love you. Your family, you're still gonna be beautiful at any age. There's beauty in every age, every decade. So, leading into the next one. Comparison is truly the thief of joy. So you guys have to not get caught up in comparing yourself to anyone else except for who you were yesterday and 5 years ago and 10 years ago, okay? I know this is so much more difficult than it sounds, especially with social media, and we get all the TikTok videos of the girls every morning waking up, making their beds, drinking their greens. Side note, if I have to see one more of these morning routines, people drinking their greens at 5 a.m. I'm like, oh my god. I'm just being a hater. Good for them. So, I need you guys to look at those types of videos and things as a little bit of motivation and inspiration, and not jealousy or make it, feel like you're down because of it. But I also don't want you to use it as too much of a motivator, because your individuality is what makes you cool. Period. Life is stress. If I had this, I wouldn't. It's not true. It's our minds playing tricks. I'm in this right now with, I won't talk about it because it's like personal and doesn't just involve me, but I'm having a little thing right now where I'm stressed about something in my life, and I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, if I just had a little bit more, like, money, there wouldn't be stress, right? But you have to think about, like, I don't know, the millionaires of the world, or even the people that are sitting pretty and comfortable. It doesn't stop their loved ones from getting sick or passing away. It doesn't stop them from feeling anxious or doing drugs or making bad choices, or doesn't make them automatically clean and organized and fit and happy and wholesome and healthy. Like, so it's the same with whatever you're comparing. Oh, they're skinny. Oh, well, that doesn't mean that they have it amazing. Oh, well, they're really clean and I'm not. There's other parts of their life that may be messy, and maybe they clean to overcompensate and have some sort of control because they feel out of control in their life, and that's how they can control things and help their, calm themselves, things like that. So, owning like who you are as a person and not trying to always be like, oh yeah, I do that, or yeah, that makes sense, agreeing with everyone and feeling like you have to do exactly what this person does and follow their lifestyle and their path to be cool and unique and different and fun. Literally, the people that are the coolest people are doing what they're doing and like living their lives, not comparing themselves to other people. They're content, and that's who people want to be like. So do what you do. Don't let anyone make you feel bad about the way you live your life. Own it. Own what you do. No, it's actually, you drink your green. Cool. I'm not interested in doing that. I don't really want to drink wheatgrass. I prefer to eat bacon every morning, and I'm really happy about that. Period. Okay. Where are we at? Oh my god, look at me, I'm rambling on. Okay, next one about guys. Try not to get too wrapped up in wanting good looks and money and perfection in a potential partner. Looks will fade. Especially with men, oftentimes hairlines will fade. There are, products and surgeries and things for that, but money is never promised, right? They could get fired tomorrow, they could lose their company, they could, whatever the case, and then you're stuck with this person. So you need to make sure you're with someone that when you're down bad, like for rich or for poor, for sickness and health, you still love them for their soul. Like they feel like home to you in your soul. Because you're going to have tough times in some way. You don't know what that's going to look like. But over, God willing, 50-year marriage with somebody or then life, there's going to be shit that comes up and hits the fan. And, money and looks and this idea of perfection, I think, can cloud our judgment sometimes. You obviously want to be attracted to your husband, your partner, and you don't want them to be a bum. Like, yeah, you're allowed to have standards, but just make sure that you are looking past the surface level stuff that gets you like immediately excited and really seeing a little bit more deep within. really, if I'm unbiased, like looking at this man, he's not attractive, but you were like vibing with his soul. Okay. And I have one more. And this one is about diet and exercise and things similar to the thief of joy. When it comes to, I've learned a lot, I think, this year about fitness, because my wedding is coming up in March, and so since last February, I've been very focused on fitness, but also prioritizing realistic goals. You guys know it took me a year to lose 6 pounds. I'm 6 pounds lighter than I was last January. And basically I was working out 5 days a week, before my original wedding dress shopping, trying to get skinny, whatever, get in shape. I realized after I had been doing that for 3 months that this is not realistic. So I started going 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have a day in between to rest my mind, rest my muscles, but it's frequent enough to where once I'm in the habit, I'm in the habit. I go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then, so I did that, and that was a good thing for sure. But then, right before my wedding dress fitting, I was trying to eat, not starve myself, but I was feeling quite hungry, right? A lot of nights, 10 o'clock at night, whatever. And kind of having a tough time with that, but trying to be disciplined and be this is what it is when you're losing weight, you're a little hungry. Which is true, but then Christmas break came and I just gave myself a break. I had my dress fitting and I was eating all the food, drinking all the alcohol, all the calories of everything. And I did that for 12 days. And I think my body needed that little reset. And then when I came back and decided okay, it's time to get back into it again, January 1st, I was I'm gonna be fantastic. My goals are still very real, but I'm gonna be even more realistic when it comes to my eating. You have to think about longevity. Can I keep this up for basically the rest of my life? And when you're doing extreme things like going to the gym 7 days a week, cutting out carbohydrates altogether, or whatever, that's not really realistic for most people to do for the rest of their life. So I gave myself grace, right? I eased in back to my workouts. I eased back into healthy eating, because it is hard to transition from, once you have been eating sugar and lots of salt, your taste buds become accustomed, and it takes a second to get your taste buds back into the normal realm of things. And I literally immediately pretty much lost another pound that I couldn't hit this number before, but now I just hit it. So I just think it's important to be realistic, make small changes, one thing at a time. Don't try to lose 50 pounds in 3 months, even 6 months. Give yourself time for your goals and give yourself grace, but be realistic. I just, what did I do? My biggest change really for me that I had to, and it's hard to get out of the habit too of bad eating or never exercising. You have to make them habits. My binge eating on Sundays was really probably my killer, and I've since gotten that in check, but I didn't make it unrealistic. I enjoy drinking and partying with friends. I'm not going to stop doing that. I don't want to stop doing that. But what I don't need to do is drunk eat, which I have that pretty much weeks